Okay, so before I leave work, I wanted to make a quick video because I got really frustrated earlier due to an interaction with a white coworker of mine. She's been working here more than a year. I'm Latina. I'm Hispanic, first generation. I'm getting my master's, and I'm getting my master's of library science. So there is a couple of themes and things that I will like study in my classes that I know not every person that works in a library is going to understand. But she gave me some pushback on something that I pointed out. So we're gonna do a silent book club meeting tomorrow, and we're gonna provide, books on a cart that any student can go ahead and like grab and read tomorrow if they don't bring anything. They can browse the books that we have in the collection. And they do have an intimate knowledge of the collection because I do inventory, but hopefully, discovery and like search engines for the library's books, you would be able to find books that are from like diverse topics and authors and be able to include them in anything. So that was like a theme in one of my assignments in like, you know, it was in like a multicultural resources class. And essentially their point was you can include diverse authors and themes in things that are not just for like 1 month celebrations. For example, Hispanic Heritage Month or LGBTQ History Month. Like we can put those types of books into anything, right? So there's a couple of problems I have with this like choice of books, sorry. And one was that as I was scanning through what she had, I'm like, that is a lot of white European, like American authors. There is not a lot of diversity on this. And that is not a bad thing, right? It was just so much that I was pointing out, we had this much space left on the cart that I said, I'm going to go to the stacks just last minute and I'm going to get a couple of picks to fill out this space here of diverse authors. I said, I'm noticing you don't have a lot on here. And she gave me pushback, and it really made me upset. So, off of the bat, the two that I could see that were diverse picks was Nicola Yoon and Paolo Coelho here, The Alchemist. That was the only ones that I could obviously see. Oh, and this one was a very obvious one. Voces Sin Fronteras, right? Bilingual, side-by-side comics. I don't particularly love this book because I feel like it gets picked up a lot out of our collection too. To fulfill a need, but it's like, who wants to read that, right? Like, and the pushback that she gave me is that she picked up this stack here. Let me see where it was. It started here. Maya Angelou's I Know Where the Caged Bird Sings, that Voces Sin Fronteras book. This book, Dragon Hoops by Jean Luen Yang. Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, another, I'm assuming, Asian author. Trickster, which is Native American Tales. And Creech. Sharon Creech, which, first of all, it was like a lot of these items seem really dated. And so if we're going to want students to be able to see themselves in books, it can't be like Sharon Creech was something that I was seeing when I was in 5th grade in 2005. Like, it's been like 17 years. Do we not have anything else that people might relate to? And plus, I'm like 99% sure that Sharon Creech is white. And I said, you can't possibly include books by white authors on a topic that's maybe sort of related to Native American culture and say, that's good enough, right? Like, that's good enough. And she brought these books out and she's like, these ones are my diverse picks. And I was like, don't even give me that crap, like, please. Like, it was honestly insane to me that she didn't grab Sun is Also a Star in The Alchemist and say this is my diverse picks, because I would have been like, yes, these are like, this one's like popular forever and this one is more modern. But I was pretty upset, honestly, that she would say that to me. I was kind of taken aback. I'm like, you might as well just say Pride and Prejudice is a diverse pick. Like, what are you saying, right? And even this book on Vincent van Gogh might touch on more diversity than, I don't know. So I was pretty upset that she had the gall to just say that to me, because I'm like, I'm telling you, this is not good enough. Neither are those two books. We have some space here. I'm going to go find something, right? And I don't need to do too much searching because these are books that I already look for because I am a diverse staff member. So those are books that I enjoy. Like, I am a academic person. These are books that I actively look for. And it doesn't have to be just Hispanic and Latinos, only what I relate with. It has to be cool, modern books that other people will relate to, right? So here's the picks that I grabbed really quick. Like, took me like 30 minutes. House on Mango Street. It's just kind of a classic. We don't really have anything super modern by Cisneros. I grabbed Cien Años de Soledad, which is in Spanish, and I grabbed Cuentos de Eva Luna, which is in Spanish. Just to kind of show that we have those in the collection. I did grab Lolita. Sherman Alexie, Native American author, more modern book. Really thought that it would be a good one to put on there. Julia Alvarez, Junot Diaz. Then we have Jeffrey Eugenides, some Greek authors. Japanese, Hanya Yana Gihara. Pachinko, The Sympathizer, which is Vietnamese. The Hate You Give, just because it's like banned book week coming up, let's add this book that's like banned everywhere. We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres Sanchez. Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, which is also a young adult graphic novel. Normal People was for something else. But this is the small collection that just greatly diversified this cart. And she was giving me pushback like, no, you don't need to go get anything else out of our collection because I already got... It's like, you literally have Pride and Prejudice 2 times. Like, I don't know. I know that these kinds of topics, they get me heated because it's like, I don't see myself in this cart. You don't have anything from any Hispanic authors. We have stuff in the collection. We needed to provide things that are even good for, like, things that are attractive, too. I mean, these 3 books right here are pretty cool, but anyways, I just wanted to share that happened today. Sometimes it's very difficult being a BIPOC person in academic library, just in academia in general, but it takes a lot of bravery to stand up and say something when I'm seeing something. And I would really appreciate it if people didn't push back like that, or they didn't say, duh, this is so obvious. Like, I think in the end of the day, her perception of what is a diverse couple of picks of books was vastly different from what I think is diverse. And I could have probably done, a much better job than this, but it just takes a little bit of extra time. It takes going to people that might be interested in that in general and just saying, you have a knowledge of this and you are interested in it. Can you help me do better, right? And also just remember, we're not all perfect. We can all keep learning. What I perceive now as a library student might change when I'm a librarian or in a couple years down the road. But for now, I believe adding these books to this will greatly diversify the picks for the students. I'm probably going to move them up on this top shelf, move some of the classics down, kind of get eyes on them. And yeah, just something I wanted to share.